What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Teddy Atlas. Teddy Atlas claims that Anthony Joshua will have another blackout against Tyson Fury as he backs the Gypsy King to win in their $200 million showdown because he has a better chin and is more versatile. Okay, so Teddy Atlas believes Anthony Joshua could be dragged into a dark place again. The legendary trainer believes that Tyson Fury can do what Andy Ruiz Jr. did to AJ. Fury and Joshua are set to collide, of course, in the summer of the heavyweight titles. Atlas is backing Fury, of course, because he has more skills. Okay, and this is what Teddy Atlas said verbatim. Okay, he said this. He says, "I like AJ. He's a good fighter. He's got good talent. He's had a great comeback. I like all that. I'm not going to say he has a China chin. I'm not going to say that. But I'm going to say that Fury has a better chin. Okay? And I'm going to say that he's been to dark places when he got stopped by Ruiz. He, being Joshua, went to dark places. Okay? Now, he found a light and it lit the room up, and he's back into a place that's lit. I don't think that he's that far away from a power shortage. I think could be a blackout again. There's his confidence goes. When I say the electricity, the light, I attach to it to confidence, belief, mental strength, and durability. I think that a blackout could happen in the generator of his again. He's not far removed from being taken back to no light. So I'm going to go with Fury. And Fury, he can do all things in the ring. Those are the words of of Teddy Atlas. Okay. Teddy Atlas is an author, he calls it like he sees it. He's seen basically what happened to Anthony Joshua. And again, people, what Teddy Atlas is talking about is exactly what people doubt about Anthony Joshua. Sure, he looked good against Pulev. Sure, he looked good or decent in the Andy Ruiz rematch. Okay. But what would happen if he gets hit again? What happened June of 2019? Could that happen again? How will he handle that? Okay. The dark place. Now, Teddy mentioned the light, which is the confidence, belief, mental strength, and durability. Let's talk about that for a minute. The confidence, the belief. Okay. After Anthony Joshua lost, you heard him say things like, I doubted myself. I doubted if I was good enough. Those type of things that he doubted. And I think that he was actually just being honest. But a lot of people ridiculed him, railroaded him for saying those type of things. And, of course, that's their opinion. I think that shouldn't have been said, though. That's something that he could have put in that book that he was talking about. But the mental strength and durability, the mental strength, you have to ask yourself, when he got dropped by the fourth time and he went down, he spit out that mouthpiece. What type of strength, did that show? Very, very little. It showed very, very little. Okay. Now, did he want to quit that fight necessarily? No. But was he just balls to wall to go back in there with Andy Ruiz? No, not at all. Okay. And that particular fight is also, you have to look at everything. Put it all on the table. You guys know my motto. Put it all on the table and look at it all. The number one question you ask yourself about Anthony Joshua is the dark place. He got hit in an area that I don't think he actually ever been hit with. I think he got hit in this part of his head that just took him straight out of his thing. But what else was there? And this is a big question mark, because we don't know what in the Hades was wrong with Anthony Joshua that night? We don't know. Okay. Now, if there was something wrong, like he mentioned, like he's going to put in his book, I think that that has to be known first. Because if that contributed to that dark place that Teddy Atlas was going to, if there was a factor that we didn't know about, he shouldn't have been in there, though. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows how I feel about that, I think that Tyson Fury, as far as having a better chin, Tyson Fury's been down also. Guys, against Chisora, what was it? Was it Cunningham? He's been down against these guys as well. Now, mental strength, I think Tyson Fury's mental strength, the same thing that makes him strong is the same thing that fucks him, that makes him weak. He's one of those guys, I don't know. I mean, he's just, everyone's wired different, but it is very interesting to know what Anthony Joshua does when he gets hit like that again. Can he survive? And I don't question Anthony Joshua's mental strength, really, because I seen him against Klitschko, and Klitschko showed him how strong he was, and versus what Anthony Joshua had to do to counter to show back how strong he was when he got dropped. He didn't just lay down there no, he got back up. And see, for all those times he got dropped by Andy Ruiz, he got back up. He didn't get back. He didn't get counted out. He didn't get stopped because Andy Ruiz was throwing so many punches at him. But, however, that's a double-edged sword, because you could say, well, was Anthony Joshua, he finished it on his feet, but what was he doing? He dropped to his knees. He wasn't just taking these punches, trying to bob and weave and move his head and all this stuff to avoid those punches like Vladimir Klitschko was doing. Now, you could argue that. But he did get up, though. But he went down faster, like he couldn't take another punch to the head. So he took that Kell Brook knee, in Kell Brook when Errol Spence was chopping his ass down and he took that knee. Joshua took that same knee. So you have to ask yourself. But again, we knew Kell Brook was damaged. But how do we know, and what do we know about Anthony Joshua? Was he damaged in that fight? You know what I mean? Because he had some kind of procedure, but he didn't say what it was. We don't know what the hell it was, right? But we know he came back and he made amends. Now, again, you were talking about Teddy Atlas, and then that's the thing you have to question because of Andy Ruiz. It's the only where he gets the dark place. Okay, compare Andy Ruiz to Tyson Fury. What Teddy's saying is that Anthony Joshua can't knock out Tyson Fury because of the chin. But here's the problem. Anthony Joshua is not Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a one-hit quitter, a one-hit wonder, okay? A one-handed champion. He can hit, that right hand is the weapon, but that's the only weapon pretty much, besides the height and all that other stuff. But as far as punching variety, that's it. So yeah, he got hit a couple times with that right. He got hit hard, okay? And he was almost out, but he beat the count, okay? So I think people underestimate Anthony Joshua's punching power, but more or less they underestimate the fact that he can throw combinations, okay? So let's say he does get hurt with, let's say, a right hand by Anthony Joshua, and Anthony Joshua sees that. Okay, well, what's to stop him? Okay, because Otto Vailene did the same thing to Tyson Fury. So you have to look at that like, okay, well, you have this guy doing this to Tyson Fury, Otto Vailene, an unchallenged person like Otto Vailene, undefeated but unchallenged. So it's hard to believe that Anthony Joshua will be going back into a dark place, but here's the thing. I don't totally disagree with Tyson, with Teddy Atlas, because we don't know what Joshua will do if he gets hit and hurt like that again. We've seen him hurt against Klitschko. We've seen the way he was hurt against Andy Ruiz, but he hasn't been hurt lately. So we don't know if he will go back into that, or will he even get to that place that he was with Andy Ruiz, or is it physically impossible for him to get back to that particular situation that he was? It could be a perfect recipe for everything bad that could have happened to Joshua that night. It could have been. But that didn't stop a great punch from landing from Andy Ruiz. Okay, so I think Tyson Fury is a very good fighter. And I think that if he does get hurt, he's going to get up. He does have better will. But the thing is, he hasn't been in there with these kind of guys, so it's hard to make a conclusion of he hadn't fought Andy Ruiz. He didn't get hit with the punch that Andy Ruiz caught Anthony Joshua with. You know what I mean? So it's hard to really make that type of determination. Well, Tyson can do all these things. Well, Tyson he's not been tested enough to see what he can really do. He just been in there with Deontay Wilder and Klitschko. And that's a 5-year span. So he won 5 years apart. Of course, we think he won in 18, but he got the official wins 2015 and 20. So those are 5 years, but who else other than that? So you have to look at both fighters and start really looking and seeing what they've done to really give them any kind of acknowledgement. Okay. So as far as Tyson Fury, the only thing we've seen, he can take one punch from Wilder, but can he take 5 from Joshua? You see what I'm saying? So him saying, oh, well, he has a good chin. Well, that's great. But when your chin gets cracked, it gets cracked. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Teddy Atlas's prediction. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.